What's up? So here's what we're doing. Cabin day today. Everybody seems to like these videos. I get a lot of requests that said, hey, do some more just hanging out kind of videos. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's what I gotta get done today. So I thought I'd come to the cabin, do a few things. It's also getting close to Christmas. So maybe we should put a Christmas tree in here. I mean, it's gonna be like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree because we don't have any really nice groomed trees, but we'll see what we could do. I brought some lights. It's gonna be a good time. I also want to make a couple little things. We constantly are improving in the cabin. So I'll show you some of that, and I'll show you what we're making, and we'll just get after it today. It's gonna be fun. I guarantee you're gonna love it. So I'm on a hunt right now for a Christmas tree. I got my bow saw. Here's the thing, I'm not looking for a Christmas tree per se, like Christmas tree. I think we can just get away with some type of tree. Just something that looks cool, put some lights on. I think it'll be fun, and I think it'll get the job done. But let's see, maybe we can find something like, see, right here, okay, right there, there's a white pine. But I don't want to cut that. It's like right on the walking trail. But we'll see what we can find. Let's get after it. So I think I found it. It's not the biggest, thickest tree, but it's in a remote area of our property here. There's a lot of big trees around it. I don't know if it'll keep going. There's a lot of other white pines around. So I am selectively cutting. That's one question I get asked a lot. When it comes to how much I cut down trees, I don't cut too much down. I mean, I guess compared to normal people, yes, but I very selectively try to cut things, and then we utilize as much as tree as possible. So I'm trying to be selective here. It's just out of the way, and I think we'll be okay taking this one. It's deranged, it's sickening looking. It's not like, nobody would ever want this in their house, but I think it's a good fit. Like it fits my personality. So let's have at it. I brought the biggest bow saw for the smallest little tree. Merry Christmas. That is a Bushcraft Christmas tree right there, I'll tell you folks. Yeah, see, when you measure, this is so deranged looking, but I love it. It's our Christmas tree. It's a Coalcracker Bushcraft Christmas tree. Cemented part of this tree, but whatever. Look at this thing. This is just turning out lovely. Lovely. All right. Don't fall apart. Ready? They count down for New Year's, not Christmas. Okay, but this is official lighting. Look at that. Glorious. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful. So Christmas tree all wrapped up. I'm happy about that project. It was fun. I don't know, something different to do. So here's the thing. One serious project that I do have is I found when I was cutting, so we put some roads in here, not even roads, they're just like trails. You could take an ATV down them, but we cleared out a lot of trees and brush to make them. And I was picking through that the other day, and I found this like burl on a branch, and I was like, man, I think this will make a cool hook for in the cabin. So I did a video, it'll probably be posted later this week, on just making very simple hooks for around camp. But we made similar hooks out of things like this for in the cabin. I can show you right now what they look like. But this, you're gonna see, it's gonna come out, if it splits right, it's gonna come out awesome. So that's what we got. This is the hook. We drill holes in, we actually hammer that in. We have another one here with my stinky socks on. And they look great. So I do want to put 1 or 2 more of them up, because right now what we use is just good old nails, but it looks just like so much more rustic with that. So let's get into that project. Now this is do or die time right now. It's either gonna split straight or it's not. Actually, I'm gonna get so this is our cabin axe. I'm gonna just get my trapper's hatchet. Let's see if we can get this. Hopefully the wood cooperates with us. So I'm just going slow and watching. If for some reason it was running out, I'd have to decide on another plan. But for now, it sort of seems okay, I think. Come on, yeah. There you go. Atta boy. Look at that thing. Split out perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, just to dress it up and get this crazy bark off to expose what's underneath it, I'll just sit and shave off all that bark. So that'll take me a little bit, but it'll look good after. Okay. So I got this thing all cleaned up. I mean, the best I could. I leave a little bit rustic. Some of this inner bark that's stuck on there, that'll just come off over time, and if it doesn't, it still looks pretty good, all my little marks and stuff on it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bit and brace, real small little bit. I'm going to drill my 2 nail holes, and then I think we'll be good to go with this. So looking sweet, like it. So this is always, because we don't have a holdfast built here yet, one of the more difficult things to do by yourself is to get one of these started, so because that happens. So you like that trick? So the thing won't spin because it's like a propeller and my axe is stopping it, so it's like a third hand for me. All right, through on one hole. That way. Back it out. All right. Now the next hole. And through on that hole. Success. Perfect. Nice. All right, so we're gonna replace the nail I use all the time with a hook. Check it out. Perfect. Well, my shadow's in the way there, but look at that. That thing's great. So a couple quick question and answer type things that I know people have been asking me and messaging about with the cabin itself. So I thought now's the time to go over it. So the first one, how's the stove work in here? It really holds heat, the whole cabin itself. I was a little concerned because the roof is a little high. I still wish I would have brought the walls down. They're 8-foot walls. I wish I would have brought them down like 6.5 feet. I think that would have saved a little bit because we don't need all that extra space up top. It looks fine, but I think we could have saved on that. But the walls are insulated, and once that heater gets going, there was a little bit of a learning curve because with the wall tent, we had to just keep that heater full bore. You had to just keep it going full steam. With this, once you get it and you can start feeling the place warm up, you gotta stop. You gotta damper that thing super low. Otherwise, it gets so hot in here, you feel like you're gonna pass out. So it works well, heats the place up. The place holds heat really, really, really well also. Now, you notice where I'm sitting is my bunk. My head is right against the heater. So it got down to 15 degrees, was the coldest that we stayed in this so far. With the heater going, it was comfortable, but it's too hot to keep my head there. So I have to turn my cot out away from the heater, which isn't a big problem, but during the day we just slide it back against the wall and it works fine. So that was another thing people asked, well, how do you sleep so close to the heater? The guys across the room, okay, the tenants, they, aka Mike and Kian, they have it fine. I just got to adjust myself and I'm good there. So that's the heater story. As far as new additions to the cabin, we really haven't added anything new that I can think per se. The only thing we did, I don't know if you saw, I think I showed the map. I know it's behind the Christmas tree. I showed it on Instagram. That is the map of my hometown, which isn't far from the school property, and the surrounding towns. So big map, we can check it out. And if we take the four-wheelers out or something like that, we can map out our whole plan and where we're going and what we're going to do with everything. So we did add that. I also added up here, as you can see, a hooped beaver hide. That is a beaver that I trapped. I did hoop that myself. I was sweating bullets because it wasn't going along too good last time we were all here. So Keenan and Mike jumped in and helped me, because as you're pulling one section and sewing it, it loosens up and you got to get it centered. So that was the first time I ever did that. I think it came out pretty well. It looks pretty cool and pretty good overall. Other than that, trying to look around and think if there's anything else we added. We did switch lanterns. So I would always, if you saw in our old wall tent videos, we would just use these lanterns. Now we still use them once in a while, but we did upgrade to the good old Coleman lanterns. They're more efficient, they burn brighter, and we're good to go. With that said, another thing I know people are gonna ask, so how do we light the Christmas tree? You have lights in there, you have power here. I did show in a past video we have a power bank, and I'm gonna actually shut everything down and take it outside because I upgraded the power bank. I love it, but I wanted a bigger one for in here. I'll give you the whole rundown. Hold on. Oh, side note before I get to that, if you've never tried this, I am obsessed with it. So it's Frank's Red Hot. It's the Buffalo Ranch seasoning. You take boneless chicken thighs, you cut them up, little cubes. You can cook it in cast iron. I usually just, if I'm home, I throw it in the stove, these little cubes, and then I just douse it. Cover the whole thing, cook it. Oh, it is to die for. Throw that over rice. It's awesome. Okay, so here is the updated power bank that we are now using. This is the Jackery Explorer 1000, okay? Bigger unit. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna switch out the battery in my camera because we're talking about batteries. My camera's like, well, screw you. You need to charge me up. So stand by. All right, we're good to go now. Okay, so I'll give you a little backstory on this. I got the smaller unit because I was like, it should be okay for what we're gonna do. We only run 2 light bulbs in the cabin. And for a 3-day class, okay, in the mornings when we get up and it's still dark, we run it a little bit. And then at night, when we first get in the cabin or we're in and out throughout the evening when it's dark, we're flipping the light on and off. And then once we get in there and get settled, we usually put a lantern on and turn it down. The smaller unit that I had would last a 3-day class. And by the 3rd day, without solar charging, which I'm gonna show you the solar chargers in a little bit, would be dead. Like, it would be time to go. Now, people were charging their headlamps and their phones on that, on top of running the lights a little bit. But I thought, I'm gonna upgrade and see if it lasts longer. Now, not because I didn't like the other one. The other one sort of permanently migrated to my van. It's, if you know, I have the big black A-Team type van, and I use it all the time in the back. So I thought it's a no-brainer because I love it and I'm just gonna upgrade. So we got the bigger unit, okay? So we have 3 110 volt plugs here. We have a 12 volt if you have like the cigarette adapter thing. USB plugs right here, and then we have an input up here, which that's what you plug into your solar panels, or if you have a house outlet, like I normally charge this up back home. I don't let it out here all the time. I'll charge it up and it's good to go. This has lasted over 5 days of light use plus charges with power to spare without needing to charge it up. So it's definitely a super viable thing for us out here. And what I also like about this is that I got 2 solar panels. So the solar panels, the way that they're laid out, both of them plug in and then they run into the unit. It charges pretty quickly, okay? So if it is a nice sunny day and we put out in the field in the morning, by the end of the evening when the sun starts going down, we put more than enough charge on for the entire evening. So it works out really well. So that's how we light the place up and light up our gorgeous Christmas tree. Now we got to get back to work. Other questions? I think that's it. Back to work, back to work. All right, so last thing on today's cabin agenda, if you've never seen one of these things, it's called a holdfast. And you saw what I was just struggling there to get the drill started. So we're gonna just put some holes in here for the holdfast, and then I'll show you how the thing works. I did blacksmith this. I'm sure you could buy them somewhere, but you sort of need like a work area to be able to utilize this. So let's just go right dead center with this thing. Does it fit? Are you kidding? Yeah, it'll fit. All right, let's get the big... Hey, how about this? Thor's hammer. I don't know who made this, but whoever made it should be proud of it. So we'll just work that back and forth a little bit. When it comes to this, let me get you a close-up shot here. So when it comes to this holdfast, you do want this with some room here. You don't want this thing tight in here. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get it in and out initially, like that. Okay, so how this thing works is, let me grab something to hold fast. All right, so how this actually works is you put your holdfast in place, and if I needed to drill or carve or do something to this, I could place this here, and then I just tap down my holdfast, get it squared up, and it's gonna drive down and get that thing that it's pinched in there. Okay, now as this hole opens up, it works a little bit better, but I like to start tight with this and then go from there. So you can either whack it off to the side and that'll loosen it, or you can tap it backwards as the hole gets bigger, and you see that loosened it up, and then our holdfast is good to go. So that's gonna be proper around here. We need to get this thing done. So I might just let this in here for now, and somebody will probably steal it. Just kidding. And I think that's gonna be it. I mean, a nice, easy breezy day at the cabin for me. All these little things add up over time. Like, I look at this, and yeah, we really put the drive on hard when we were building it. But now all the cool stuff, when people are like, oh, look at this little thing, or look at that, or look at this hook, or look at that, is all stuff that we did like 1 and 2 days, and you know, it totally comes together. So I'm having a good time with it. This is definitely by far my favorite place to hang out right now in my life. So yeah, so thanks for joining me for the day. Again, try that buffalo seasoning at Frank's Red Hot. That stuff is amazing. It's awesome. And then if you're interested in a power pack, check out the power pack we're using here. I can't rave enough about it. It's working great for us here, even in super cold weather. So throw one in your car or something, and check that out below, because I did look while I was doing this and they have a sale running, so definitely worthwhile. And what else? So we made some cool hooks and a holdfast hole, and we're good. So hey, I'll catch you on the next video. Until then, stay in the woods.